Hey everyone, Coach Trev, your accountability coach, back at you with another video. Alright, so the topic of today's video is execution, the code of the comma. I'm gonna talk about how when you're executing what the purpose of a comma is, something that we're all familiar with, alright? And so let me just do a quick adjustment and let's jump right in. And just as a reminder, for a complimentary collaborative call, get on my calendar at talkwithtrevor.com. All right, so let's jump in. The code of the comma, and just as a smile, so for those people that are from the Boston area, no, this is not karma. So if you're in the New England area, people drop their R's, so they're thinking, is he talking about karma? What goes around comes around? No, this is comma. So what I mean by that is this. Anytime if you're reading, if you've ever had something to say, if you had a speech, something you were reading out loud, you know the purpose of a comma is to pause, is to pause so that you can soak up a thought before you go on and move on to the rest of the sentence. And so thinking about that, how that applies to execution in regards to your goals and productivity, meaning that there are times when you are moving, constantly moving, but there's an important thing is that you need to understand that there's an importance when it comes to pausing, taking a break, taking it all in. And what I mean by that is that if you see my previous lives, I've been talking about execution. You cannot move, you cannot adjust, of course, correct a parked car. You need to be constant, you need to be moving. That needs to be a constant. You need to be consistent. Well, it's also important to pause for a moment, to take that into consideration, look and see where you're at, how you need to adjust and how you need to adapt. So that's why I call it the code of the comma, knowing when to pause. Also knowing that when you're pausing there, that it is temporary. That's important too. There are times where you may pause for a moment and that pause gets elongated. It goes from a minute to an hour to days to weeks to months to years even. And basically you can be careful and be mindful. You almost get a coma in your comma. So be mindful of that, is that when you're executing towards your goals, towards your productivity, that you want to take that time for the comma to pause so that you can take inventory, how you need to adjust, measure your progress, where were you a week ago, a month ago, and now how close are you to finishing your goal, to achieving your goal. All right, and you need to say, okay, this is the code of the comma. I know when to pause, and I know that a pause is temporary, and I need to define what that pause is going to look like, how long it's going to be, who's going to help me on that, who's going to hold me accountable for that pause, so that my comma does not turn into so that my comma does not turn into a coma. All right, so just thinking right here on the moment, so it's good to just have that, but make sure your comma doesn't turn into a coma. All right, you want to know the power of the comma, the code of the comma, making sure that when you're executing on your business, work, whatever goals that you have set, know that there's always time to pause, take inventory, and that way you can move towards executing on your goals. All right, so hope this was helpful for you. Please comment, like, share it with anyone that could use this. And just as a reminder again, I'm an accountability coach. I help you with productivity, I help you with accountability, I help you with achieving your goals, dissolving your fears, and finding out what's the best way for you to set up milestones so that you achieve your goals quicker, on time, or even earlier than expected. All right, to get on my calendar to book a complimentary collaborative call, go to talkwithtrevor.com. That's talkwithtrevor.com. That sends you right to my calendar. We book a 30-minute call, and I help you brainstorm on the ways that you can achieve your goals. All right, so just remember, as you're executing, remember the code of the comma. Be sure to pause and take inventory. All right, so thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it all, and I will see you all in the next vid. Be blessed.